In this video we are going to talk about the 5 missing hitchhikers. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. In the 1960s and 70s, hitchhiking was immensely popular amongst college students and young people as a way of traveling from point A to point B without having to spend a lot of money. However, in recent years, hitchhiking has seen a sharp drop in popularity, and for good cause. Here are the top 5 missing hitchhikers. Number 5. Tony Jones. 20-year-old Tony Jones was in the latter stages of his 6-month backpacking holiday in Australia. Originally from Perth, Tony had gone off in May of 1982 on what he called a working backpacking holiday, where he would take on odd jobs in exchange for food, shelter, or money. Tony planned on employing this strategy to move from one place to another before ending the trip, where he would meet up with his brother Tim Jones, and the pair would return home together. Only Tony Jones never made it to the mountain they'd scheduled to meet at, and he's been classified a missing person ever since. The two brothers had even met up occasionally during their various tours, spending time together at the Sun City Caravan Park in Townsville. In October of 1982, the two parted ways, with Tim is setting off on a 900-kilometer bike trip to Mount Isa, while Tony opted for a speedier path before making his half of the journey to the summit. The last time that Tony was ever heard from was on November 3, 1982. When he placed 2 calls, one to his family and one to his fiancée. Tony and his brother Tim would frequently leave messages for each other with their family to be relayed on the next time they call. Tony's mother informed him that she transferred $150 into his account for him and Tim to share before saying her goodbyes. Tony was last seen strolling down the Flinders Highway, and is believed to have been picked up by a group of young people from whom he hitched a ride. Tony was promptly reported missing after he didn't reach Mount Isa, and Tim learned that $150 had been put into his account. Tony Jones hasn't been seen or heard from since November 3, and he hasn't contacted friends or relatives. Number 4. Jean Virginia. Jean Virginia, also known as Ginny Sumper, was active in British Columbia's Highway of Tears. Ginny was 18 when she disappeared on October 14, 1971. Her case is cold, sadly. Jenny was quiet and introverted, yet a kind sister who cared for her siblings in terrible times. Jenny worked at the Royal Packing Company's salmon canning facility in Claxton to support her family. After her shift, she'd go home to care for her siblings. Jenny's disappearance was out of character, so her family was shocked. Jenny told them where she was going and when she'd return. Jenny was last spotted off Highway 16 on October 14, 1971. Jenny was with her cousin Alvin when he left to grab a jacket. Alvin said that he told Jenny to wait for him as he rode near her. Alvin said he heard a car door bang and Jenny disappeared. Jenny disappeared after her boyfriend disappeared, the RCMP and her family said. Jenny was distraught about his disappearance. She wasn't a runner. Her lover drowned on the Skeena River. Jenny's disappearance was investigated by the RCMP. Number 3. Janine Vaughan. Janine Vaughan, 31, had a bright future. Friends described her as fun, loving, and outgoing, and one said she was always willing to help. Always last, she was gregarious and liked to drink. Friends and family sensed something was awry when Janine disappeared on December 7, 2001. Janine and pals drank an NSW on December 7. 3:47 a.m., the group left a Metro tavern for the Ox. Friends said that Janine was 40 meters ahead of them when she got into a bright red 4-door vehicle, thought to be a late 90s Mitsubishi Magna or Toyota Camry. Janine Vaughan was last spotted here. Her family wants answers. Oddly, Vanette Borland, who has no relation to the case, provided information concerning Janine's last car. Lynette told The Australian that a man and a red 4-door vehicle pursued her as she returned from a night out. She said, "I wanted to move, but I had a panic attack and couldn't run. He got out of the car and said, 'Excuse me, I want to talk to you.'" Lynette described the driver as tall, with dark hair and pale skin. She mentioned his hairy arms, square jaw, and bumpy nose. Lynette ran because her brain ordered her to. She ran to the nearest gas station and found the number plate had painted over. She recorded the number plate when she reached safety since something wasn't right. She didn't realize that Janine Vaughan wouldn't be so lucky minutes later. Lynette lost the piece of paper with the car's registration, but she remembered it started with ICU. Number 2. Quanta Riley. Quanta Riley moved from Georgia to Alabama in 2003. High school. The Quanta received a scholarship to study forensic science and criminal justice at the local university. She was delighted to begin her studies and pursue a profession in forensic science. Her mother was too young to raise the Quanta. Her mother was active in her life, nevertheless. The Quanta departed her flat on Thanksgiving 2003 for unexplained reasons. On December 5, the Quanta picked up her last belongings. Something irritated her at the flat. She contacted her mother for a ride, but she couldn't help. Instead, she called her aunt in Montgomery, Alabama, and made plans to stay with her. On December 7, Quanta Nichelle Riley left for good. The Quanta was driven to her mother's house by an unknown individual in a dark green four-door sedan, possibly a Ford Taurus or a Chevrolet Caprice. The Quantum's brother offered her a jacket and inquired who was driving, but she didn't know. Quanta didn't give a name but said it was a neighbor. The Quantic drove off and hasn't been seen since. On December 10, 2003, Quanta's mother got an alarming voicemail. A woman says leave me alone or let me go home, and a male says Quanta's name before disconnecting. The Quanta's mother insists the caller is her daughter. Police can't comment due to low audio quality. The endangered Quanta Riley is a black woman with brown eyes and black hair. She has her ears, tongue, and bicep pierced and a Rip Misha tattoo. On December 7, 2003, she was last seen entering a dark four-door sedan. Last spotted wearing a yellow and green Eco Brent shirt, stonewashed blue jeans, green and yellow Reebok trainers, and a silver jewelry. Number 1. Michael Martin. Michael Martin's situation has Greater Manchester locals stunned. Michael was last seen at a gas station in Kirtley Bolton on August 7, 2016. CCTV footage shows the couple's automobile halting in the street. According to Bolton News, a damaged ignition key triggered a breakdown. They were managed to jump-start the car before being hit by incoming traffic and took refuge in a neighboring garage. Next, police and Michael's family were stunned. Michael is caught on CCTV wandering around the gas station appearing agitated and over his shoulder. He contacted his companion and instructed him to go quickly. A friend said he needed car tools or help. Michael runs across the road and into an alley after this talk. His pal wondered why he didn't wait in the car for rescue. Michael hasn't contacted friends or relatives since his abduction and hasn't used his bank account or NI number. Michael's family still wants answers after 5 years. He also said he's mentally ill and fragile. Greater Manchester Police Detective Superintendent Lewis Hughes said a body has never been found. A post-mortem is impossible. No witnesses, no crime scene, no murder weapon. Michael has vanished. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.